let's do this. Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Justin. I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to be talking about Raya and the Last Dragon. Raya and the Last Dragon is a 2021 theatrical and I think Disney Plus release. I think it was both because I watched it on Disney Plus. I don't think we saw it in the theaters, but I don't know. About a girl named Raya from Heart who has to work together with the last dragon remaining in order to reunite all the dragon gem pieces to save Kumandra. There are a lot of crew members, so I'm going to read, okay? It is directed by Paul Briggs, Don Hall, Carlos Lopez, Estrada, and John Ripa. Cinematography by Ron Dressel. Animation supervisors Andrew Feliciano, Jennifer Hager, Mack, Kablan, Brian Menz, Justin Sklar, and Vitor, Vilela. Editing by Fabienne Rawley and Shannon Stein. Music by James Newton Howard, and it's written by Nguyen and Adele Lim. The film stars Kelly Marie Tran as Raya, Awkwafina as Sisu, Izaac Wang as Boone, Gemma Chan as Namari, Benedict Wong as Tong, Thalia Tran as Little Noi, and Daniel Day Kim as Benja. In October of 2018, it was announced that Disney was going to work on a fantasy animated film. In August 2019, they overhauled the cast. Kelly Marie Tran replaced Cassie Steele. They were inspired by Southeast Asian culture, and so they established, you know how they have the Brain Trust? They established the Southeast Asia Trust to make sure everything was authentic, respectful, culturally accurate, etc. They traveled and studied Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, Thailand, etc. The cast recorded from their homes due to the pandemic. I know, I always am kind of, superficial with the information because it's more about the review, and so I don't dive as deep into, color theory and the themes behind everything. I know, I could, but I do now I do 3 movies a week. That's a lot to try and do that, but I do want to stress every choice in a movie is intentional. I cannot stress this enough. The colors that they wear, the color of the background, the lighting, the set behind. So let's take a look. Tail was very desert, and then you get Boone, who's in all brown. He's got his little boat. Then you get to Talon, which is on the water, and you have this purple and orange theme going on. Little Noise in purple and pink. So it's a little bit warmer, but still some of the brown from Talon, or from Tail. And then you get into Spine, which is a cold, cool-toned winter. You got the red against the snow, and you got Tong, who is still in brown, but he's big and bulky and very obviously from this hardened cold area. And then you would move from Spine technically into Heart, I believe would be next. And Heart is luscious and green and covered in flowers and has a bit more color and stuff intertwined. Had the dragon gem piece. And then you'd move into Fang, which is the hard-edged monuments, square, white, pristine, rich, white, like a fang, like a teeth, there is so much effort and decisions in each of these places to make the backgrounds unique, cohesive, so you know where you are when you're in those areas, and then you know who is from which area. It's very obvious that Boone is from Tail, and that Tong is from Spine, and that Noi is from Talon, and that Namari is from Fang, and then Raya, she's a little off of her color scheme while she's neglecting, trying to neglect the idea of Kumandra and all this kind of stuff, but in the beginning she's very much wearing Heart's colors of blues and greens. But then through most of the movie she's in a brown and a yellow scheme because she's very much in denial, and that is also a choice. And so I just think it's really important that people remember that like every single choice is intentional, especially in an animated film, because they have to create it. They have to create from nothing to what we see, and everyone, it's literally all hands on deck. Teamwork makes the dream work. Filmmaking is quite literally such a teamwork. It could not be possible without all these people, medium and piece of art, because you have costumers and lighting, gaffers and grips and cinematographers and a director who's there to helm it and lead it and pull off this vision, writers, script supervisors who go on all this kind of stuff. And like even further in like something that's live action, if you see a continuity mistake or a mistake in general, it's caught. I guarantee you everyone who has worked on the movie, especially during the edit, knows that that is there, but they sacrificed that lack of continuity or that mistake for the best scenario, So like if it's the actor's best take and it's the take the director loves, but there's a Starbucks coffee cup in the background and it's not supposed to be because it's a period piece, they're gonna let it happen. And now, like with VFX, you can try and fix those things, but yeah. Anyway, I digress. I just wanted to point out, because there's a really beautiful in-depth description of the colors and the water and the designs and their intention and their meaning and their themes, and it's just all very beautiful. I'd encourage you to look it up and read it, or watch, special features and stuff like that. 800 artists using Autodesk Maya, Houdini, and Nuke helped make this movie. They created multiple crowd scenarios for each area of Kumandra, so it felt authentic and unique and different. The thought and care that went into this movie, in every movie that gets made, I'm sure, was really, really beautiful. The film had a $100 million budget and only made $130.4 million at the box office. Again, I'm sure that's for the simultaneous Disney Plus release. Bob Chapek really leaned into the whole Disney Plus side of things, especially because of COVID. So that's probably why for that. But it has a 93% Rotten Tomatoes consensus. Another gorgeously animated, skillfully voiced entry in the Disney canon. Raya The Last Dragon continues the studio's increased representation while reaffirming that its classic formula is just as reliable as ever, and it was nominated for Best Animated Feature but did not win. This is so stunning, it's kind of sickening. It is gorgeous. The lighting, the colors, the composition, just absolutely breathtaking. The fight scene between Raya and Amari and Fang at the end when the Droon are taking over everything is so gorgeously lit. Everywhere, everything, every picture in this film is a stunning photograph. It is so good. The different animation styles they use throughout for different moments, like when they're telling stories, like the lore at the beginning, or when they're coming up with their plan for how to get into Fang, all really fun. We love when they throw in some different animation styles because it really helps break it up. So gorgeous. I cannot stress this enough. This film is stunning. Flies. Literally point A to point B. This movie is 2 hours and 13 minutes or something. Doesn't feel like it. This movie is so good at its pacing. It's also so good, but it's so good at its pacing. James Newton Howard always knows what he's doing. I'll say that. This is a stunning score. The piece of music that absolutely gagged me, gasted, my flabber, whatever you want to say, gobs are smacked, flabbers are gasted, whatever you want to say, is when the Dragon Gem pieces come together, the explosion of it happens, and then the sky opens up. The piece of music that happens at that moment, jaw-dropping, so good, absolutely stunning. As a heads up, I love this movie. I love it. It's become somewhat of a comfort movie for me ever since I saw it. I've watched it maybe once or twice a year since, just because I just love it. It's so good. It's such a good movie. I will say, it starts with an opening voiceover, which kills me. You guys, it kills me, because it normally never, ever bothers me. I've never been bothered by the opening voiceover of this movie, ever. It's a lore dump. You know, she's telling the story of Kumandra and the dragons and the people and all that kind of stuff. All information you need, by the way. And I do think in this circumstance, it fits. It makes sense. It's a good use of that, like, filmmaking technique, story technique, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't normally ever bother me, but I watched 6 movies in 2 days, and most of them had an opening voiceover. And so it was kind of hard to not notice that this had an opening voiceover. And so I was like, you have to be kidding me. You have to be kidding. And so I will say, because I'm watching it, like, all these, you know, back to back to back, and they all have opening freaking voiceovers, it did make me go, oh no. Because it fell victim. It is also a movie that starts with an opening voiceover. And so, the whole, like, what did they give it? Like a 92%? That's what, like, I'm docking the 8% for the opening voiceover. How about that? that's the only negative thing I'm gonna have to say about this movie, because I love it. I love the bait and switch. Like, you see Raya in The Last Dragon. I remember when I was watching this, I thought the whole movie was gonna be about her finding this dragon. She finds the dragon in the first 20 minutes. I was like, oh, well then I have no idea what this freaking movie is about. What do you mean she finds the dragon in the first 20 minutes? I loved that. I loved that it was kind of like a, haha, I bet you thought we were going to be looking for the dragon the whole time. Nope, dragon's with her the whole time. And they're just trying to, like, get all these dragon gem pieces back together so she can save her dad and all the people that have been turned to stone by the Draroon, which is so cool. I love that they do that. And then, I don't know, man, I'm a big found family girly. So the fact that she takes a person from each part of Kumandra to be part of her team, even though she's so against working with people, because she can't trust anyone, and the setup of her trust issues into her learning to trust, and the actual thing at the end is her having to trust the person she has not trusted her entire life, is so good! It's so good! The main character has growth. The other characters have growth. They all have to learn to trust each other. Namaari has to learn to, you know, kind of defy her mom in some way and overcome and right her wrongs, and also trust Raya, because Raya, oh my god, it's just so good. It's great. I love it. And because they both love Sisu, and that brings them together, and just, there's such good comedic relief in this. I think Boone's so great, Tong's so great, Noi's so great. Sisu, I don't think she's the funniest. I forgot how many movies Awkwafina was in at this time. You got Crazy Rich Asians, you've got Raya the Last Dragon, you've got Shang-Chi, and then, like, a year and some change after that, you have The Little Mermaid. Like, Awkwafina was everywhere, and I know it turned into this whole thing, and, you know, so, like, she is kind of, like, everywhere right now in this moment, which, like, good for her, get her bag, I suppose. But I think Sisu is not the funniest part of this movie. I think some of the other moments are funnier. I do think Sisu is a perfect addition for the kids, because without Sisu, I do think it leans a little bit more like just a story that adults would enjoy, and it wouldn't have that, like, young kid grab, so I get it. It's just so good. I think the representation of it being each a member from a different part of Kumandra having to come together and do the trust for the dragon gem, so poetic, so beautiful. Oh god, I just love it. I just love it. What else do I have here? Human, so, like, you think it's going to be the dragon that has to save everything again, but it's actually humans that have to save both humans and dragons this time around, because Draroon are born from human discord. The movie's so excellent. The found family, Namaari deciding at the last minute, like, even all the way till the end, like, she's about to leave with all the pieces and save herself, and then she turns around and sees all of them and is like, I also have to trust, and she puts the gem together and, like, stands next to them and gets turned to stone, and then it helps. Oh my god. Raya, that made me cry. Namaari finally, you know, every time. Namaari putting the piece together, and then all 5 of them. That killed me. But then also Raya being reunited with her Ba. Dead. So dead. They also don't say if Namaari and Raya's dad and mom have passed away. They just say that their parents are single parents. So I can't do anything about that. So no parent deaths in this one. because anyone taken by the Druin got to come back, but they just say Namaari and Raya's parents are single parents. They do not say if they've left or died. So, yeah, I don't know. It's funny. It's heartfelt. It's entertaining. It's a good adventure. Good motivate. Like, it's just good. It's good. Favorite part? When Namaari chooses to trust and comes and puts the gym back together. Gets me every time, dude. Oh my god. Least favorite part, Sisu getting shot. Super sad. So sad. It's like it's when all the water goes away and then you're gonna come and kill everybody. Oh my god. So sad. Recommend? 1,000,000%. Watch again? 1,000,000%. This movie is so good, and it makes me sad that they kind of ignore it. Because during COVID, it didn't do well, but it was freaking COVID. Just like everything else didn't do super well during that time. But it says a 92% or whatever it is on Rotten Tomatoes. This movie is good, and I'm not saying I want a sequel because I'm a little sick of sequels, but like I feel like they ignore this movie. Disney doesn't really they promote everything under the sun. They promote Frozen every which turn they get. They promote little old school movies like Little Mermaid, Aladdin all the time. You don't see Raya included in that a lot, and that makes me big sad. That's everything I have for Raya and the Last Dragon. My final rating is 10. Okay? We're ignoring the opening voiceover. It's a 10, because normally the opening voiceover doesn't bother me, but because I have so many movies in a row with opening voiceover. But it's a 10. 10, I feel like I gotta do dragon gems, right? 10 dragon gems, which is just like a glowing marble. Out of 10, our total movie count is. Our cry count is. Paragraph total is still the same. If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, follow me on all socials and check out my website, okay? It's freaking cool. Go check it out. Join Patreon. I got a tier starting at just $1. You get everybody a week early. Tiers above that, you get bonus content, daily trivia, monthly postcards. Go look. Why don't you find out for yourself? How about that? Okay? Buy merch. Merch is great. Merch is grand. A classic. 700, I think, this was to celebrate 700, which is super exciting. Okay. Until next time, come extravagant, on charge of your life. You are, so you do it. You and don't be. Maybe Namaari's mom about it, but everybody. Oh, the Droon. The Droon. Yo, the fact that all 4 of the regular Disney movies I'm covering this week start with an opening voiceover? No!